I am all about training to use the current gear that you have in order to get the best results possible. But sometimes the system is just too complex to train new volunteers, and the PA doesn't reach the front of the room and the back of the room at the same time. So sometimes we have to upgrade gear in order to make it so that we can grow our team and train new volunteers. In this video, I'm going to walk you through some of the upgrades that we did at the Stronghold Church near Tulsa, Oklahoma. Their main problem is that they're in a very small building with a very low ceiling, so it's really hard to get sound from the front to the back and have even coverage without blowing away the front row. To make matters more difficult, they're wanting to move into a new building in the next few years, so whatever PA we put in had to be scalable for a new room and taken wherever they're going to go. To make sure that we got even coverage, I got dimensions of the room from them and built models within Ease Focus 3 to make sure that whatever speakers we put in would make it loud enough in the front and loud enough in the back without blowing anybody away. The console they were running was a PreSonus 32R, which is a rack mount console that was only being controlled by a PC, and the one guy that's running sound was also running screens and the broadcast, and it got to be too much for one person to handle. When training volunteers, having faders in front of you is a lot easier to overcome than the challenges of a screen and a lot of menus. So they talked to another church nearby and got donated their old X32 console, and so they got a console upgrade, and we upgraded the PA, and the PA could be moved into a new building later. In addition to being able to train new volunteers, we also set up my broadcast multibus system on the console so that they could have an easy way to get a broadcast mix from the front of house mix without all the same dynamic range that they have at front of house. So with that, let's jump in and check out my giant forehead at the Stronghold Church near Tulsa, Oklahoma.
All right, so I'm here at the Stronghold Church. You can see they're new to them, X32. Got that installed and updated. They were running a PreSonus like 32R on a computer before, so made it a little more volunteer friendly to have faders to touch, DCAs for quick adjustments and changes there. So that's what we did in the booth. We also set up my system for running broadcast off the front of house console and some in-ear monitor sends. Got their effects, got some summing for their P16s. Let me take you down and show you the PA, as we upgraded the speakers in here. The big problem in here is it's a very low ceiling, and they wanted to be able to take whatever speakers they have now with them to a new building in the future. So we went with the RCF HD6As, HDL6As. I'm bad with model numbers. You can see them up here. They're compact, they've got a very narrow throw. And so this was able, with the high ceiling, to be able to get it from the front to the back, with the low ceiling, we could get it from the front to the back very easily and kind of shoot over the heads of the people in the front row. Because the people in the front row, they've got, with the speakers before that were up here on the wall where these screens are, that was a whole lot of energy right here blasting at them, and then the people in the back had a hard time hearing. So by putting them up higher, having a narrower throw, we were able to get more energy back toward the back of the room without it blowing people away up here. Now, there were some compromises with this because speakers are more directional at high frequencies and less directional at lower frequencies. So up here in the front, there's still a good amount of low mid energy, say below 1K, that's a little bit higher, maybe 1K to 500 hertz. That's a little bit higher up here than it is back in the back, but it still was acceptable for what they wanted to do in the time frame that they're going to be in this building. So back here, we also added a delay speaker, and really those speakers in the front could throw to the back row just fine. We didn't have any issues there. So you can see the delay speaker here. We're trying to film black stuff in a dark spot. So our delay speaker here helped get a little bit more energy back here, but then we got it all the way up to the booth, which for the present time has to be up in there. So we wanted to make sure that we were throwing plenty of energy back there and delaying that. So up on stage, we made some upgrades too. They moved to the P16, so everybody was mixing off of aux sends before. The singers up front are still on wireless microphones. These are the Galaxy Audio wireless in-ear transmitters. And those are functioning. They're kind of the budget version, so we didn't go high end on that, but they want to be able to do that. Those are in mono due to the limitation of the number of aux sends we had and wanting to go stereo for the live stream. So those are being fed by the X32 on some aux sends and coming out there. We also upgraded their wireless microphones. So we got, bear with me because I forget which models they get. They got some of the Shure SLX D series wireless microphones. So that's a nice upgrade for them. A couple lav mics there as well, making that happen. You can see the one of the two P16 so they can have fewer cable runs going across the stage. You can see the stage is really clean. They dressed it really nicely. They got these Velcro cable tie down things. So that it's not a trip hazard. It looks nice. It's a really nice presentable place to be. The lights are not on the drums at the moment, but we did upgrade the drum mics, and I'll get those pointed back to where they go. I guess they got shaken around a little bit yesterday as drummers were beating on them. But they had some CAD audio drum mics, which are admittedly quite cheap and sound quite cheap. So we upgraded those to the Audix D series, and we got the i5 on the snare. We got the D6 inside, and then some Sennheisers that were hanging from cables on there, but we put them on mic stands so that we could fine tune the placement a little bit better. And I think I'm gonna adjust those a little bit more today during sound check too. So they got the P16s running. They got a saxophone with a wireless mic. That's kind of fun. And yeah, it was a really fun time. We also went through a whole lot of training with their team, not just on how the new board works, but how to build a mix from scratch. Their former team was 1 or 2 people, and they were all stretched thin trying to do 4 different jobs between audio, camera, screens, and the stream. That's a lot of work for one person. So we added a whole lot more audio trainees to the mix so that they could rotate in, they can get a break, they can divide up the tasks a little bit better, and then everybody can do a better job. So that was a whole lot of fun. And even, like there were some young people, some 13-year-olds that came, and there's some people that are in their 60s and 70s that came. So a wide range of ages to jump into the training, and it was a whole lot of fun. So I'm excited for this morning. We're gonna do worship today. I'm gonna make sure that the system is functioning properly and we get through a service 100% before I head back to Kansas City. But it's been a great time out here. I always love getting to meet all the different people at all these churches when I'm training. It's fun just to be able to serve the body of Christ and give the training that I've learned and see how that multiplies and see how the teams grow, and everybody does better when we do a great job. And it's just going to facilitate gatherings that are more enjoyable. People are not distracted by the sound and they can engage a little bit easier. So super excited about this morning and how the service is going to go.
Hey, I hope you liked this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, mash that thumbs up, and comment down below what your favorite part of this system upgrade was. If you want a system refresh or update, go ahead and reach out to us through our website at attawayaudio.com, or I'll drop a link down in the description below. As always, remember, it's all about the low end, avoid the sound tech solo, and nobody leaves church humming the kick drum. We'll see you back here next time on Attaway Audio.